Today here on Robert's Guitar Dungeon, we are checking out the Soul Stealer Distortion pedal from Park's Custom Pedals. A little brief background on how this demo came to be. Park from Park's Custom Pedals, his name's Park Kingery, actually reached out to me directly and asked me to demo a couple of his pedals. And, they are a little bitty, teeny tiny pedal company. It's basically Park himself building the pedals, and he has somebody else, who I believe is a friend of his, that is doing the artwork and the finish work on them. And that's pretty much the extent of their operation. But he reached out to me, and he really wanted me to demo a couple of his pedals. And as of this recording, you guys have not yet seen the demo that I have already done on the Russian Spud pedal, which was a muff, fuzz style pedal. And I actually, but by the time this one goes up, you'll have already seen it. I think that one, it doesn't matter. I told him when he contacted me, I said, "What do you got?" And he says, "I got this fuzz pedal, and I've also got this HM-2 clone that I really like, that I think you would, that I'd really like to hear your thoughts on." And I said, "Well, fuzz pedal, I'm not really a fuzz guy, so I'm not real sure that I'm going to be your best guy for either one of these. I demoed an HM-2 clone in, with the TC Electronic Eyemaster a year or so ago, and, the death metal guys out there absolutely lambasted me for that demo. And, I'm not a death metal guy, I'm not a fuzz guy, I'm not sure I'm your guy." So, but he said, "That's okay." So he said, "I believe in you." I said, I really... I trust your opinion. I still want you to check them out." And I said, "Okay." So, as he was packaging them up, he took a couple of pictures of these things, because I hadn't seen anything. I hadn't seen them at all. And, I wasn't expecting much other than just a plain metal housing and, nothing spectacular. But he took a couple of pictures of the ones he was getting ready to send me, sent me that picture, and and that's when I really got excited, because the artwork on this thing is freaking awesome. I don't know, I'll make sure to take some close-up photos of it so that you can see it, but it's got some really, really cool artwork, and that's kind of what drew me to it. And so I said, all right, this is cool, so far anyway. But these being the type of pedals that I don't normally play and I don't normally gravitate towards, I agreed to go into them with an open mind, and also, with the disclaimer that I don't play the style of music really that most people, I'm not a death metal player, so I'm not a death metal guy. So this is I take that with a grain of salt before you hear this demo. Anyway. But what we decided was, because I don't have an HM-2, I do have still have the TC Electronic Eyemaster. And, what the Eyemaster is basically a clone of the old Boss HM-2 pedal. And the HM-2, by the way, became famous back in the 80s when, of course, it became real popular among the death metal guys, primarily from the death metal band Entombed. And that was where they got their sound, and they plugged in the HM-2 and they cranked every knob all the way up, including the level. And that's where they came up with what is now known as the chainsaw tone. So, and has since become really, really popular, especially in recent years, among death metal guitar players. So, I don't have an HM-2, but I do still have the Eyemaster, which, those circuits are actually pretty close. So, the Eyemaster is basically the HM-2 without the EQ on it. It's just a volume, a level and a distortion, and I'm going to crank the distortion up all the way, and play with some other settings, of course, but crank the distortion up all the way and the volume as high as I can get it without it peaking the microphone that I got in front of the amp. But we're gonna do that, basically do the same thing with the Soul Stealer, and so that we have a reference point, and let's shoot them out and see how they sound. So, now that we've heard them, and we've heard this pedal with something similar to the HM-2 anyway, I like it. I really do. I like the sound of it. It's just, the type of people that gravitate towards this tone are not players like me. I'm just not a death metal player. So, again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, with that in mind, I really hope that you take that into consideration when hearing this demo, because it is really a good sounding pedal. Really, Eyemaster is not a bad sounding pedal either. But, this one's got a few extra features on it. The HM-2, I think, had, was a 2-band EQ on it, I believe. Volume and gain, and level and gain, whatever, level and distortion, I think is actually how it was labeled back then. And this one's actually got a blend knob on it, on there, and I'll be honest, I'm not real quite sure what that does, but I know going from all the way to the left, all the way to the right, I mean, there's a significant difference in tone. So maybe, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe there's a couple of different circuit paths of some kind, transistors or something on the inside that it's blending between the two. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a pedal engineer, but anyway, regardless. If you are into this kind of pedal, you definitely need to go check out Park's Custom Pedals. I will post links available to his product, as they're available anyway, down in the description. Oh yeah, one other thing, even on the backside, he even engraved, engraved P.C.P on the back, which is kind of a nice touch. And that is actually engraved, so kind of a nice touch. Standard 9-volt. Input, really solid finish. As I mentioned earlier, that's a really cool looking pedal. But this one's got a 3-band EQ, mids, low, high, and then of course your gain knob and distortion knob, and then the blend that I already mentioned. All that with standard 9-volt input. Typical standard switch, and a box full of death metal awesomeness. So, go check out Park's Custom Pedals. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this pedal. And last but not least, links to all of the gear used in this video will be down in the description, as I always put them there, as well as various different methods of contact and how you can reach out to me directly should you choose to do so. Oh yeah, and last but not least, if you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button to this channel and the alert icon right next to it so that you don't miss out on future content that is uploaded to this channel twice a week. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.